The Toyota Sports Desk, sponsored by your Toyota dealers.
Welcome into another week of 7 News on your sideline. As we move deeper into the high school football season, matchups become more intense. Those regional games begin, which have huge implications when it comes to the playoffs. Well, we had a great regional matchup tonight in Fairfax County. Two teams that, well, safe to say don't care for each other. So much so that hatred actually spilled over to social media this summer. Several West Springfield players in uniform traveling to South County to pose and take pictures. Well, tonight they would have to let their game speak for itself. Early action, we were scoreless. Quarterback Scott Lewis looking way downfield. He's got a receiver going jump man to bring this ball down. Great catch from Evan Grauman to fight through contact to make that grab. A couple of plays later, the Spartans capitalize. Lewis to Sam Heredia for the touchdown strike, and then it was the Spartans defense coming up big. South County offense trying to get things going, but here comes Mason Wolf, the senior linebacker, coming away with the sack. Later on, right before the half, still 7-0 game. Stallions with the final possession, going downfield, but that's Sean Hartley with the INT. Action did pick up in the second half, however. The two teams would go to overtime. Spartans able to hold off those Stallions, 28-27, your final. And let's stay in the facts. Lake Braddock traveling to Robinson. Rams searching for their first win of the season against a tough Bruins squad. Braddock up 14-0 at the half, and they were looking to add to it. Senior running back Peyton Holmes with the carry just refuses to go down, but finally he's tackled but sets the Bruins up nicely. A couple of plays later, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is Holmes again. Touchdown Bruins, and they take the 21-zip lead. Next offensive possession for the Rams quarterback. Rolling to the outside, looking for his receiver. But instead, that ball is picked off by Khalid Cash. Straight money all the way to the end zone. That's a pick six. Lake Braddock wins big, 34-7. Cheerleaders from Gwen Park and Largo on the sidelines tonight, but on the gridiron, we had some drama. The Yellow Jackets in control most of the game. Will Butler over the middle to Riley Hollerman for the 51-yard touchdown strike. Gwen Park rolling, but Largo not lying down. Take a look. Akeem Juris, the QB draw. He finds a seam, cuts back up the middle, and scores from 43 yards out. This two-point conversion would be go, so Largo now trailing by 5. This is getting interesting. They go for the onside kick. Largo getting exactly what they need. They recovered the ball and can now try to win the game with a touchdown. Lions able to move down the field. Here they are on 4th and goal. Juris back to pass, but this throw incomplete. Gwen Park survives, winning 33-28. Kickoff at Episcopal, hosting the Murray Frogs. Murray stalls on their first drive here, punting it away, but it's blocked, and Ziggy Allen with the block. He recovers it. And just like that, it's 7-zip Episcopal. Next Murray drive, Frogs QB Tristan Johnson dropping back, has pressure but throws towards TJ Marcus. Unfortunately, that is picked off by Caden Bruce. He has visions of 6 racing down the sideline, then cuts it back to the middle where his blockers are. That is a 52-yard touchdown for the Maroon. Episcopal wins it, 34-20. Well, hey, we are just getting started here on 7 News on your sideline. Straight ahead, we take a trip to Montgomery County. Another big matchup in the region, Blake and Sherwood battling under those Friday night lights. Find out which team is starting the weekend off on a good note. 7 News on your sideline rolls on after the break. Welcome back to 7 News on your sideline. We are several weeks into the high school football season, and for the teams who remain undefeated, well, congratulations, you are one of the few. Well, tonight in Sandy Spring, one team was about to get handed its first loss of the year. Would it be 3-0 Blake or 3-0 Sherwood? The Warriors coming out fired up for this one, as they should. First quarter action, Blake's Wilton Cameron, he's back to pass, going to the end zone, and Ryder Maldonado gonna win the battle for this one. 6-0 Blake with the lead. Sherwood dialing up the defense now. Jeff Surkophem chasing down the quarterback, and he's there for the sack. Later on, it's Sherwood's Matthew Larson rolling out, pump fakes, and then lets it go for Caleb Hollowell. Check out this stare down at the end. He means business. Touchdown Warriors, and Sherwood wins it 21-12. In Silver Spring, Blair was hosting Einstein. Second half, Blair on the attack. Malachi Rice fading back and goes deep for Ben Giblin, and he goes untouched in for the score. It's 28-0 Blair. Einstein now with the ball. The snap going over the head of the QB, and that's never good. Nate Watkins there for Blair, and it's going the other way. Watkins now getting the reward. Take a look at this. He's now in at running back, taking the handoff and runs in for the score. Blair wins big 42-0. And in Annandale, the Adams playing host to Parkview tonight. Home team with the ball, and the handoff goes to Adnan Abdul-Haq. Makes one guy miss, and then he cruises into the end zone for the score. Check out the speed. Later on, Annandale back on the attack once again, but Noah Plank's pass gonna be picked off by Parkview's Cam Roy. Great heads-up play by Roy to make that play. Later, Parkview looking to the end zone, but Grayson Cooper's pass getting broken up by Samuel Contha. Parkview would do just enough to squeak out the win. They get this one, 12-11. And in McLean, it was Langley hosting Chantilly. Saxons with the ball, handing it off to Brandon Din. He finds his way into the end zone for the score, and Langley, they were rolling at this point. Late in the game, Chantilly trying to punch it in from the 1-yard line, but the Langley defense, they weren't having any of it. Coming up with the goal line stand to deny the score. The guys in the trenches really getting it done tonight. Langley taking care of Chantilly 31-14. All right, we are not done just yet. We still have 2 matchups to bring you. We head to Independence High School, where the Tigers went toe-to-toe with Battlefield. We'll tell you which team is celebrating a big victory tonight. That's next on 7 News on Your Sideline. Through the early part of the season, the Battlefield Bobcats have been one of the most dominant teams in the region, starting off 4-0. Tonight, however, a tough test. The Bobcats traveling to Ashburn to take on the Independence Tigers. So we get a battle of the Cats tonight. Independence with the ball, quarterback going to the air, but it's picked off by Battlefield's Colton Smith. The offense was the star of the show tonight for Battlefield, however, scoring fast and furious. This is Nathaniel Pollack with a nice run here for the score. And, well, they did it by the air, too. Take a look. Ethan Stowell with the pass to Keaton Ramey. He gets past the defense for 6 more, and then it's Tyler Brown running right at you right here. Take a look, and, well, you guessed it, he scores 2. You get the picture. This was all Battlefield tonight. They won 40-7. And let's stay in Ashburn for Heritage and Broad Run. Great crowd on hand for this one. Broad Run down 14-0. Caleb Pavlis cutting into that lead with a touchdown here. 14-8 Heritage leads. Reed Alexander with the run for Heritage. Now he bursts through the lane and just keeps on going. Alexander with the long touchdown run. Heritage up 27-11. Later, Heritage again. This is Jonathan Heckman with time to pass, and he connects with Ryan Louder for the score. Heritage wins tonight 27-19. All right, another great night of 7 News on Your Sideline. If you missed anything, be sure to check out our YouTube page. Thanks for joining us tonight.